Alright, in today's video, we're taking a look at one of the most infamous long-range missiles in War Thunder, the AIM-54 Phoenix. It's a weapon designed for Cold War carrier defense, capable of engaging bombers at extreme range, but the big question is, can this missile still perform in War Thunder's 2025 meta? Let's take a look. First up, with a bit of IRL history, the AIM-54A entered service in the 1970s as the primary long-range missile of the F-14A Tomcat. It was the world's first operational active radar homing missile, although its mid-course behaviour and seeker logic were designed around shooting down large, non-manoeuvring targets at long distances, such as bomber formations. The later AIM-54C variant improved reliability and guidance logic. In War Thunder, you'll find these missiles on the F-14A and the F-14B, where they serve as a unique early Fox 3 with massive range. So with that out of the way, how does the AIM-54 actually perform in War Thunder? It has extremely long range, easily up to 60km shots in the right conditions. It has a large booster with strong initial acceleration. It has very high lofting behaviour when fired at altitude. It has an active terminal seeker that goes pitfall late in the flight, around 16km from the target. And finally, it has a large explosive warhead. One thing to remember, however, this missile can react slowly and will struggle against highly manoeuvrable opponents up close. The most important thing to remember is it's not a modern dogfight missile, it's a standoff anti-bomber weapon against fighters paying attention to their radar warning receiver. Especially in 2025, it becomes a bit more situational. Now let's break down the pros and cons of the AIM-54 missiles in War Thunder. But before we do, if you've enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. With that out of the way, let's start with the pros. First up is its massive range. It's one of the longest reaching missiles in the entire game currently. It has strong lofting and superb energy retention at high altitude. It's active radar homing in its final stage. It's excellent for early game openers when enemies aren't looking for it. And it's also great against unaware or straight flying targets. And finally, thanks to its large explosive mass, it has a large splash radius which can hit some opponents who try to multipath the missile. It does of course have some cons. It has poor manoeuvrability against modern manoeuvrable jets. It's relatively simple to notch. It has a slow seeker update rate and weak terminal pull. It's a large, heavy missile, making it easier to dodge at closer range. And it's outclassed by every modern Fox 3 in all but the longest range yeet shots. And it relies entirely on altitude and a bit of surprise. Here are a few quick tips for getting the most out of the Phoenix missiles in ARB. First up, at the start of the match, it's best to climb. High altitude head-ons against unaware targets are where the Phoenix works best. Stay high and use the track while scan radar mode. Once you have launched, maintain your lock until the missile is in range to use its own seeker. This is once the line on your radar goes from dashed to solid, the missile should be in range. And finally, it's best to treat this missile like an opener, not your primary weapon. Your AIM-7s and AIM-9s will do most of the heavy lifting when both teams have merged. So, are these missiles still viable in 2025? They have an interesting place in the 2025 meta. It's not quite the meta-defining weapon it once was, and it struggles heavily against modern Fox 3s in uptiers, which are more common now thanks to the spread of 13.3 premium jets. And most opponents it faces have a decent radar warning receiver, which warns them of the approaching missile, but it still has niche uses. It has massive early game reach, which causes opponents to react and notch. It has strong altitude performance, and it can still punish those unaware players. In the right situations, this missile can still score hits, but is it competitive with AMRAAMs, R-77s or even Derby missiles that it will often face? No, not really. It's a unique, iconic missile, but in 2025, it's more of a situational long-range surprise tool than a reliable Fox 3. And it is of course outshined by the Fakor 90 on the Iranian F-14 event vehicle, which does everything the Phoenix does, but better. And that wraps up our look at the Phoenix in War Thunder's 2025 meta. Do you still run these on your Tomcat? Do you stick with AIM-7s and AIM-9s, or do you just play a different jet entirely? Let me know in the comments. If this breakdown helped or entertain you, why don't you hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future War Thunder content. We're well on the way to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching.